The Star Wars fandom civil war is fascinating, and everything that's gone down recently is just proving more points. So let's talk about it. I'm Will, I'm the host of the Board Book Geek and the BBG. If you're interested in exclusive content and early access, please consider becoming a channel member or a Patreon. And let's be real here, like sub do the usual, but we need to talk about this because it's a bunch of absurd crybullies on the internet playing victim that no one likes a TV show, and it failed because people didn't watch it. Let's look at narcissism, ridiculousness, and people who are unwilling to accept a commercial decision and a reality. Let's start the show. I have tried to record this video 6 times. I've tried with a script, I've tried everything else, and failed miserably. So let's talk about it. This video is entirely my opinion, and that's how it should be. Everything is an opinion piece, nothing personal. So let's talk about it. Not that long ago, certain people within the Star Wars fandom who are very in bed with Disney went after a few content creators, and Star Wars Theory being one of them. Star Wars Theory has no clue who I am, but I like his content. He seems chill. I like chill content. Star Wars Theory is someone that I really enjoy, and I don't always agree with Star Wars Theory. But this sort of weird thing of this manifesto and this targeted campaign is just absurd. At this point, it's absurd. There is no if, buts, and maybes about it. These people are butthurt and, in my humble opinion, clearly jealous. Going by those messages that he was sent from people that will remain nameless, and I have a very good theory that I know where the manifesto come from. But we'll see if that's true later down the line, I suppose, because things do come out eventually. Now, let's say it louder for the people at the back. Star Wars The Acolyte was not cancelled because of some triad trying to bring down this and that, and no, it was cancelled because people didn't watch it. It was an expensive show that didn't meet expectations, and that's very simple. There's no if, buts, or maybes in this discussion. The Acolyte just proved not to be very good. The cinematography was not great, the acting was subpar at best, and let's be honest here, the writing is its biggest sin. That's it. It was not a very good show. And it shows. Now, something else I'm going to say is that if you're going after someone's livelihood, and I'm so glad that YouTube doesn't pay my bills, social media in general doesn't pay them, you are part of the problem and you've become the very monster that you hate. A lot of these people are crybullies. Like I said a few times, I think, God knows how many since trying to record this goddamn video, one of the people behind it has gone private and is currently deleting stuff that looks incriminating, not realizing that screenshots in the internet is forever, and probably advised under a lawyer. It's interesting how these people become the monsters that they say they hate. It's not that difficult a concept. It's not. Now, I'm going to put this out there. In fandoms, there is this weird line where people confuse the actor with the character, and somehow criticism of the character is criticism of the real-life person. It's not. They're playing a character on screen. It's not real. If you think it's real, and you think they are that person, there is a problem. I won't say what that problem is, but there's a problem. Now, as someone who is monetized on YouTube, I can tell you this. Most of the people I know only want to get monetized so it helps push their content. That's it. You get a little bit more algorithm. But also, these people on the internet that started this can't comprehend, and going by those messages that Star Wars Theory received, can't comprehend the fact that someone isn't doing it for money, where these people are literally doing it for that reason. That's all they care about. If you are getting goodie bags from Disney, being flown out to places, meeting people, including the former assistant of Harvey Weinstein, which should never be forgotten, because there's a lot to talk about there, which doesn't really need airtime in this video. The problem is, I don't trust anyone's opinion that does that. I'm always hesitant when people do sponsorships and brand deals, especially if they're in bed with certain companies. Let's be real here. Ultimately, I take sponsorships, yes, but I'm very selective. I turn down about 99% of them because I refuse to deal with Raid Shadow Legends pay-to-win crap, or Amazon contacting me to promote Rings of Power on my channel and promising me algorithm boost and a hell of a lot of money. That's not what I do this for. I've never done it for. And what I make on YouTube in my tiny channel is literally wouldn't cover my gas bill every month. I don't do it for the money. 2. And this is something I feel like needs to be said in this discussion, is that people are jealous. There is a lot of jealousy amongst content creators. There are a lot of people that pretend to be the best of friends and downright hate each other. Like, it's a whole thing. There is no way around that. There are a lot of people that don't like each other, that pretend to be chummy. And it's kind of sad, really, when you think about it. But from personal experience, jealousy is rife. There is a lot of jealousy, there is a lot of backstabbing, and there's a lot of quiet conversations behind closed doors that is fascinating. Ultimately, the shows fail and people cry about it. And we have a whole generation of Gen Z and Gen Alpha and so on that are used to throwing tantrums, and even younger millennials, and I'm sort of an older millennial, that are used to throwing tantrums on the internet to get what they want. Or used to getting what they want by throwing a tantrum. Ultimately, it's crybullying, and that's what these people do. I've seen this behaviour. They try and isolate you, they call you out, they put you on block lists, and it doesn't really do anything. This fandom civil war is ridiculous, and I firmly believe, I think a lot of stuff that goes down that I've seen is gross. There is no if, buts, and maybes, and I keep saying that line, but I'm trying to heavily censor myself. People received unaliving threats over the Acolyte being cancelled or criticising it. Everyone plays from the same hymn book. It was such a breath of fresh air. That doesn't seem right. Bot campaigns done by companies to try and get people interested in it. Get the right word in the algorithm and hope for the best, right? The Acolyte failed because no one watched it. Criticising the show is not criticising a real person, although the star of it made a fool out of herself on the internet, and I will add, the daughter of a very wealthy white man. There is no conspiracy, there's nothing like that about how the show was cancelled. No one watched it. And ultimately, people crying victim because a show they liked didn't do well are ridiculous. And to quote Bette Midler when she introduced Madonna onto stage, a lot of people need to pull themselves up by their bra straps and get over themselves. A lot of people don't like each other. There's a lot of jealousy, and it's very apparent in this situation. So I'm going to say this to end this video. I'm 100% on Star Wars Theory's side in this discussion. I don't always agree with content creators I follow. I don't always agree with them, and I don't always... It's just nature, right? Why would we agree with everyone? Why do we have to live in some bizarre echo chamber where you can't have any negativity? That's usually the sign of a weak mind. And these people are very much like that. If you're not with us, you're against us. It's simple. It's absurd, ridiculous. And ultimately, I hope there are some repercussions for this for the people that started it. But there probably won't be. So, tell me what you think in the comments below. I will talk to you guys later. Bye.